Okay. So, Birkot HaShajar. We're finally getting to the actual brachas of Birkot HaShajar. But before we get to the brachas, I want to tell you a story that has to do with roosters, waking up, and Ashgacha Pratit. What? Yes, and this class should be Leilu Nishmat Sara Bat Moshe, passed away 2 days ago. Neshama Shulchan Aliyah. So there's a lady telling her story. I found this on Chabad.org. I didn't grab the name of the author, but we have the name of the grandmother, Zelda. Her grandmother Zelda was born in 1924 in the Soviet Union, and unfortunately her mother died in childbirth when Zelda was just 3 years old. And she had an older sister, Rachel, and a baby sister, Olga. And these three sisters were raised by the grandmother and by the exhausted father, David. And, it was obviously not an easy situation in Russia after World War I with the communist ruling. But it is what it is. Now, the grandmother of Zelda was Baba Frosya. That's how they called her. She went to sleep every night at sunset, and she woke up with the sounds of the roosters. That was her day-to-day life. And, she would help because she would wake up with the sounds of the roosters. She would make sure to wake up the kids, the girls, get them ready for school, and send them off to school. So one night, Baba Frosya wakes up the girls, gets them ready, gives them whatever she can to eat, and sends them off to school. They're running to school. It's a little darker than usual, but it's always dark when they get to school. When they get there, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. Start knocking on the door, and after a few minutes, the non-Jewish guy who takes care of the school comes out all sleepy. What are you doing here? Starts screaming. What do you mean? We come for school. It's 2 a.m. What are you doing here? Go home. Well, now that I know it's 2 a.m, now I'm scared to go home. So they ended up going to their classrooms and just falling asleep on their desks. But he says, well, what happened? Is this a sick rooster? Did the rooster not work? He says, problem was Baba Frosya was not that young, and she probably thought that she heard the roosters, but the roosters didn't do their job yet. But this was an experience that had this lady Zelda, who then transmitted to their kids, and obviously is connected to the bracha of Hanoten Lasechbi Bina Leavchin Ben Yom Ve'Layla. We're going to talk soon. That talks about the rooster, differentiated between day and night. But I don't want to give up yet the explanation. So this, I was searching last night. I just wanted to bring a story, and I saw this. And then I came across a social media story. It's a video, and you see a few kids all ready to go to school, lunch packed, and the husband is making fun of the wife. Why is the husband making fun of the wife? He says, why you wake up the kids at 2 a.m? He says, I thought it was 5:50. What happened? Instead of putting the alarm at 5:50 in the morning, she put a timer for 5 hours and 50 minutes. And she ended up waking up in the middle of the night. She thought it was the morning. She woke up her kids. She got them ready for school. And then they had to go back to sleep all dressed up for school because it was 2, 3 in the morning. Roosters and Ashgacha Pratit. I wouldn't normally say a story like this, but the fact that there was in the 20 minutes apart, I saw these two stories meant that you had to pay attention. Something's going on for today. We'll come back to both stories soon. So you have the bracha, which we'll read first. The first of the short brachas of Birkot HaShajar, not the first bracha of Birkot HaShajar, because we said the first bracha of the morning blessings is technically Hamapil, which we say at night. Then we have the bracha of Netilat Yadayim, which we're not talking about. Then we have the bracha of Elokai Neshama, where we're thanking Hashem for giving us back our Neshama. And remember, this used to be what you would say right when you woke up, before Modeani had to be invented. So really, technically, this is the fourth bracha. This is the fourth bracha, where you say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, blessed are you God, God our God, King of the universe. And again, now we went through the whole process. Baruch, we're trying to bring down from Hashem, from Ata, which is above God, Hashem's name, to Hashem, to Elokeinu melech haolam. Hanoten lasechbi vina leavchim ben yom ve'layla, who grants the rooster the understanding to distinguish between day and night. Yeah.
What is the word for rooster in the prophet?
Sechvi.
That's the translation.
That is the translation. It is a weird word for rooster, but we're going to see why. So again, in the most basic level, which we say the pshat, the simple level, this is literally thanking Hashem for the fact that the rooster can make sounds at the appropriate time, so we can wake up and hit the ground running for the day, and not wake up at 10 a.m., right? So because nature gave the rooster this quality, then we can enjoy of that, and we're saying thank you Hashem for that. That's the most basic level. But now, what great capacity and understanding. It says, Hanoten lasechbi bina, right? When we talk about the three intellectual faculties, chokhmah, bina, and dat, chokhmah is the flash of lightning, bina is the understanding. When you can develop a whole idea in all its levels, with all its details, how much understanding does it take to differentiate between day and night? They will say, ooh, Baruch Hashem, Hashem gave bina. He gave bina to the rooster to differentiate between day and night. Sounds a bit maybe exaggerated, or we're not understanding. What's the difference between the dark night, even with a full moon, and the day full of light with the sun? I mean, you don't need bina to tell the difference. Yeah? You see, more than this, we're going to understand what the deeper meaning, and then the simple meaning is going to become clearer. Day and night not only represents literally the day and the night, also represents light and darkness, which is good and evil. Yes? Good and evil. And the word sechvi, I think it's in Iyov or somewhere else, is used, and it means heart. Heart, not rooster, heart, like your heart.
Like Lev's heart.
So here we're saying thank you Hashem, and we're trying to bring down a flow, like which is a bracha, a flow of light, a flow of divinity that is giving us the strength to differentiate between darkness and light, between good and evil. Yes?
Okay.
And so you could also ask, well, what's the difference? Obviously, if you see a guy shooting someone, evil. If you see a guy with an old lady helping her cross the street, good. You can't tell the difference? You know, good and evil, or darkness and light, spiritually speaking, is not that easy to differentiate. I'm giving you very extreme cases. Oh yeah, this is bad, this is good. Right? But if someone who has never been to a hospital goes to a hospital and sees a doctor cutting up the chest. There's blood everywhere. It's evil. He says, no, this is not evil. This is good. He's trying to help him. Right? So the truth is that it is not so easy to tell the difference between good and evil, which is why we struggle every single day with every single decision where we're not sure, what should I do? Should I daven? Should I think about this? Should I do this? Should I do that? I had this idea. Did it come from my Yetzer Hara or my Yetzer Tov? Is this an idea coming from the good inclination or the bad inclination? It's sometimes extremely hard to tell the difference where it comes from. But just like the rooster can tell the difference between day and night, the rooster doesn't start making sounds unless he's a sick rooster at 9 a.m. He makes the sounds. You look outside and says, "What are you, rooster? It's night." He says, "No, it's not night. It just started to become day." The rooster has the delicate bina, understanding, to really tell the difference between something that looks dark and something that looks dark. But one of them is night and one of them is day. They look very similar. To us, they look the same. But the rooster says, no, it's day now. I can see it. That requires binah. It says, just like the rooster has that naturally, so we want to have that naturally. We want to face our day. We're about to start our day, and we're going to have to make 100, 1,000 decisions. Not all of them will be clear. Which one is the right? What's the right decision? Should I go down this path or the other path? Should I respond to this comment or not respond? Should I respond nicely, or is that going to do this? Should I say something nice about this person, but maybe this other person doesn't like him and he's going to say something bad? It's not so clear, day and night. So we're going to start our day, and we know we're going to struggle with this all day long. So we want to have this clarity, the binah. We want to have the real deep understanding. Says, no, I can see it. This is day. This is good. No, this is bad. I'm not going to do this. Yeah. And as the Ayom Yom for the 29th of Tevet says, that we are day workers, because our job is to spread light. Spread light where it is not obvious that light is needed. And the Alter Rebbe explains that the Malach Gavriel, the angel Gavriel, has the capacity also to distinguish not between day and light or between good and bad. He has the capacity to distinguish between a moment where chesed, where kindness, the kindness of Hashem is aroused, and where the severity of Hashem is aroused. And when he detects a change, he's the one who lets the rooster know, dude, you're good now. The day is coming. The day is coming. Now the attribute of chesed is coming. And so that's supposedly how the rooster reacts and sings. And if you have a rooster, you can wake up, or hopefully you can differentiate between day and night. So the flow of brachot is well, first of all, we give our neshama back to Hashem at night. We wake up, we say Modeani, thank you Hashem for giving me my neshama back and for giving me the understanding that I have a role to play today. Because if not, you wouldn't have given me my neshama back. Thank you Hashem for maintaining the good health of my body and making all the holes in my body work properly. Like we say Asher Yatzar, I think we didn't mention it before, right? One of the brachas we say before this is Asher Yatzar. Elokai Neshama, thank you Hashem for the pure soul you have given me. And now it says, thank you Hashem for giving me the intelligence, the understanding to distinguish between day and night. Yeah. And an additional thing that this lady whose grandmother Zelda got to school extremely early that time because the rooster didn't distinguish. The grandmother thought the rooster made the call, just like the other lady thought she had put the alarm for the right time, and no, he did not distinguish between day and night. But one thing she understood from this experience is that the rooster can also be seen also as a bit of an optimist. Because when it starts making the sounds announcing the day, it's very hard to see the day. It says, don't worry, the day is coming. Light is coming. So she also understood from this that, again, if you're waking up like we do to come at 6:45 or 6:15 and it's nighttime, and you say this bracha very early in the morning, you say, light is coming towards this day. Now you wake up and you say, and you don't realize all the things you're saying in just one little line.
How'd you know I did that?
We either don't say it or say it like that. Those are the two options. But tomorrow, and don't feel bad if tomorrow you remember this after you said the bracha. Just, But one day, in the next few days, you'll remember it. And if I would have to bet, you'll forget about it in a few weeks. But imagine thinking consciously, asking Hashem, give me the ability to differentiate between day and night and to have an optimistic view on the day that's coming. That already sets you up in the mental mood, which is really more important than anything, to face the day. And this is just one bracha. There's more. There's more tools coming to help you face the day, face the morning. What time is it?
6:40. I think David usually gives us 3 extra minutes for good behavior. Take advantage of that.
Yeah, in 3 extra minutes we won't have time to do the next bracha. But the next bracha, which we'll do tomorrow, which is Pokeach Ivrim, will have to do with the concept of Ashgacha Pratit, divine providence, which I'll just mention today, and today we'll re-mention it. There was Ashgacha Pratit last night, when I saw these 2 stories, one after the other. And imagine if you could see divine providence with your own eyes each and every day. And now I'm almost giving away what the next bracha is.